National Land Commission Chairperson Dr. Mohammed Swazuri will be arraigned in court today after spending the weekend in custody. Swazuri was arrested on Saturday and held at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Swazuri was held together with 6 other officers in connection with Standard Gauge Railways compensation exercise. They include Kenya Railways boss Atanas Maina. The Director of Public Prosecutions Nurdin Haji has already consented the prosecution of the officers. And right now I'm joined by senior reporter Rita Tinina, who is at the Milimani courts. Good morning to you, Rita. What can you tell us to be the latest from the courts regarding this case?
A very good morning to you, Sharon. As you mentioned there, we are expecting those who were arrested on Saturday, including the National Land Commission Chairman Mohammed Swazuri, as well as the Kenya Railways Corporation MD Atanas Maina, to be brought to court. Hopefully it will be sometime this morning. If you will remember last week when the former Nairobi governor was to be brought in court, it took the whole morning. He finally appeared in court at 3 p.m. and the judges, following complaints by lawyers saying those being brought to court, the prosecution must file their application by 8:30, otherwise the judge at the anti-corruption court will not be hearing any cases that are not filed after 8:30 a.m. rather. So we are expecting that those who were arrested on Saturday will be arriving here sometime this morning. The charges that they will be facing, not yet clear. The Director of Public Prosecutions, in a statement on Saturday in which he indicated that he had authorized for them to be arrested and prosecuted, said he was still formulating on those charges, but we know they have been arrested over that scandal involving the compensation of the SGR land. They are said to have made dubious payments. The National Land Commission chairman authorizing what they say was dubious payments for several plots of land on the Standard Gauge Railway Reserve piece. And so we will be waiting this morning to hear what charges exactly they will be facing. 7 of them were arrested, including officials from the Ministry of Lands, the Kenya Railways Corporation, as well as the National Land Commission, including the chief executive of the NL.
Right. Many thanks, Rita Tinina, just following that story on us and waiting to see those arrested charged in court. As she says there, the charge is not yet clear, but Rita is on top of that and will be keeping us up to date as that continues. Now, National Lands Commission Chair Dr. Mohammed Swazuri and Kenya Railways Managing Director Atanas Maina are among 8 individuals who have spent at least 2 nights in police cells over alleged fraudulent SGR compensations. The suspects were arrested by Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission sleuths following a directive by the Director of Public Prosecutions, who agreed with charges being leveled against them. And as Duncan Kayamba reports, the remaining 5 suspects have been asked to present themselves to the EACC headquarters forthwith.
We are here to do our work. These cowards only who resign. We are here. Mimi niko hapa. Hamnitoi wala hamwezi kunifanya lolote.
They say pride comes before a fall. That was on July 25th when defiant National Land Commission Chair Mohammed Swazuri emphatically stated he is not going anywhere. 2 weeks later, he is now a guest of state and will remain in custody until Monday, when they will be arraigned. On Saturday morning, EACC detectives pounced on 8 out of the 17 suspects who are being investigated over fraudulent acquisition and compensation of land belonging to the Kenya Railways at the Railways Yard in Embakasi. They are Professor Mohammed Swazuri, Tom Chavangi, Atanas Maina, Dr. Salome Munubi, Francis Mugo, Gladys Muyanga, Caroline Kitui, and Obadia Wainaina. The deal in question involved top officials in the National Lands Commission and Kenya Railways.
The 2 entities decided to buy off from the Kenya Railways itself to give to the same Kenya Railways for the purposes of erecting the SGR station here at Embakasi.
Those on the EACC wanted list are Victor Kariuki, Elijah Nyamu, John Moneki, Peter Mburu, David Some, Esther Some, Kebuko Investments Limited, Dasahe Investments Limited, and Olomotite estates. The suspects have been directed to present themselves at the Integrity Center forthwith.
Upon review of the same report and the recommendations therein, the Director of Public Prosecutions concurred with the EACC recommendations sufficient evidence to charge the suspects with several offenses of corruption and economic crimes.
The Director of Public Prosecutions, Nurdin Haji, who says his office is preparing necessary charges against the suspects, was here at the EACC for a meeting with the CEO, which lasted about an hour before he hurriedly left without addressing the media. Another weekend, another round of dramatic arrests at the revolving doors of the EACC. Out of the 17 that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has lined up for arrests, 8 will be spending their weekend behind these revolving doors. Duncan Hemba,